Ethan, what you doing over there? Ethan!
What? What do you want? Can't you see I'm trying to get into this chocolatey delight?
Oh wow, you're actually going to eat all that? Do you know the amount of chocolate that goes straight down into your wrists, right?
Oh yeah? And what do you know, Mrs. Dietitian?
Well, that Kit Kat is very densely made up of carbohydrates that in the form of glucose.
And?
Well, when you eventually figure out how to open it, genius, you're going to bite it and start masticating.
Hey, what if someone heard you? And who are you calling?
I said mastication. It means chewing, dummy. Anyways, you start chewing and your salivary glands secrete salivary amylase, which will begin to digest the starch in that wafer. All the monosaccharides like glucose, fructose, and galactose are already starting to get absorbed by your lining in your mouth. Focus! What do you think happens after you swallowed it?
I take another bite?
God, you're as dumb as a sock sometimes. The food ends up in your stomach, where the stomach acid denatures and inactivates your salivary amylase. Not much else happens there, except chyme moves towards your small intestines.
Oh, I've watched a documentary on this once. Isn't this when the pancreas secretes digestive juices, one of which being pancreatic amylase to complete the conversion of starch into oligosaccharides?
Go on.
Yeah. And then there is these things called brush border enzymes that are released from the intestinal wall. Dextrinase and glucoamylase act on the oligosaccharides, which are longer than 3 simple sugars.
You know, for someone with as much brain power as a hand, you really know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was awesome. Then these guys called sucrase, maltase, and lactase came out of nowhere and started attacking the Power Rangers.
What? Power Rangers? What are you talking about?
I think I may have changed the channel halfway through the doco.
You idiot.
Sorry. You better take it from here.
What you meant to say was, sucrase digests sucrose into fructose and galactose. Lactase digests lactose into galactose and glucose. And maltase digests maltose into 2 glucose units. Right? Right, Ethan?
Sorry. Sorry about that. All this talking got me hungry again.
Why am I friends with you again? Anyways, the simple sugars now start to be absorbed through the epithelium and into the bloodstream. Fructose...
Hey, Maddie.
What now, Ethan?
I was just gonna say, you're really smart, you know. Maybe you should make a small documentary outlining the detailed intricacies of carbohydrate digestion.
A 5-minute video of socks explaining stage 1 metabolism of carbohydrates? Who the hell would watch that?
Yeah, I suppose it is pretty ridiculous. You were saying?
I was just telling you about the absorption of simple sugars into the bloodstream. Fructose can cross the epithelium via facilitated diffusion through a poor protein. Glucose and galactose have to be transported via a secondary active transport coupled to sodium. The hepatic vein transports these simple sugars to the liver, where galactose and fructose are converted into glucose by mechanisms and enzymes way too complicated for you.
Wow. Thanks for making me feel so special.
Okay, maybe that was a bit harsh. But moving along, the glucose is then transported through the blood tissues to tissues like muscles.
Oh yeah, muscles are my specialty.
Right. Most people have more muscles in their forearm than you have in your whole body.
I'm gonna choose to ignore that. So once glucose is moving around in the blood, it then has to be absorbed by the cells which require it for energy. Most cells contain basal glucose transporters like GLUT1, GLUT2, and GLUT3, which just absorb the glucose from the blood at a normal rate.
Did you start watching that documentary again or something?
Yeah, Power Rangers had finished with a cliffhanger and I had to watch something else to distract me. When you eat a high-carb meal, like my delicious Kit Kat which I still haven't opened, the increase in blood glucose concentration stimulates the beta cells of the pancreas to secrete insulin. Amongst other things, the insulin stimulates the cells to take up glucose through second messenger activation of GLUT4 transporters. The presence of the GLUT4 transporters in the cell surface allows for quicker re-establishment of blood glucose levels. But anyway, this sciencey stuff is starting to bore me. You want to go watch the new episode of Power Rangers?
Well, not really. Only if I can have a little bit of your Kit Kat.
Okay, deal. But you have to open it. That thing is an impenetrable fortress.